Hey, y'all, live in the building.
It's the Humble Hustlers. It's Big O, and we coming to you with the Humble Hustler podcast. And like I start every show, we like to thank everybody for sharing their most valuable commodity with us. You could have been anywhere doing anything, but you decided to be here with us today, and we really appreciate it. And with that, we'd like to extend to our listening, our viewing audience, that anybody in, in, any feedback, negative, positive, topic suggestions, please send them in. We here for y'all. So what's on your mind today, C-Note?
Oh man, it's a lovely day. I started out with a rough day, finished with a good day. But we in the house because we always gonna be humble. And if you be humble, everything gonna turn around for you in your favor.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So today, we're gonna circle back to depression. The topic for today is coping with depression. And the reason why we picked coping with depression today is because when we talked about depression, what depression was, the common symptoms of depression, and we got to the coping skills, we sort of kind of got stuck on one coping mechanism, which was the medication. So as a result of that, we wanted to circle back. We don't believe that we gave it its just due. We wanted to circle back. In today's show, we're going to discuss specifically coping skills for depression.
I think we forgot a couple of little key things that should have been added into it. Then we had a person that wanted to come in and express their opinion about, because we do let guests come on our podcast. Because, we open, if you got something to say or you want to be part of the Humble Hustlers, we always open to hear what you got to say.
Yep, just reach out. And our guests today, they not here yet. They were supposed to show up, but it was particularly interesting, and I was thankful for her because she was a viewer, and she was touched by our show about depression when we talked about depression. So she wanted to come in and discuss how she dealt with depression. Her son, she had a son that dealt with depression for an extensive period of time, and so she just wanted to come in and share her views and thoughts as a person in real life dealing with depression. And so we had to rock on without her, and we had to catch up, because we here and she not, so we here for y'all. So we decided to just go on and do the show. If she show up, she show up. If not, she don't. We here. And that's all that count. You know what I mean? See, no.
I know what you mean. And then we was at Teen Summit this week up on Garrison and Ricestown up in that area. And one of the juveniles or one of the youths, one of the youth said that they had put a question in the basket about how do you cope with grief. And that kind of go along with the topic, grief and depression. So we trying to tie it all up and put it in one ball, try to see what we could do about it.
Yeah. Well, since you mentioned grief, depression is actually one of the steps in grief. There are five steps or stages. There are 5 stages or steps to the grieving process, and it's not linear. Excuse me. So it doesn't mean it's in a straight line. You go through all 5 stages. You might not go through all 5 stages behind each other, but you will go through all 5 stages. The 5 stages of grief are denial. Like, I just can't believe that this occurred. I just can't believe they no longer with me. I just can't believe they not here. Have you ever experienced that during the grieving process?
Yeah, I have experienced that on many occasions, but in disbelief of what happened or how it happened, and it's 2 more stages after that he ain't tell you. When I get mad and madder, and so that takes me into the griever form and takes me into grieving and takes me to another level mentally, and then I start thinking about doing crazy stuff. When I'm saying crazy stuff, I ain't talking about jumping off a bridge and nothing or killing myself, because I definitely ain't gonna do that. So that's what I get into that point.
Okay, so at the denial is anger. And that the anger is bargaining. Bargaining is basically like when you have a conversation with God and you telling God, if you do this, I'm gonna do that, and if you do this, I'll never do that again. Well, first of all, we can't bargain with God. So you need to stop right there. Number one, our arms are too short to box with God. So we don't have anything. When you think about a bargain, it's an exchange. So if we bargaining with God, what do we have to give the omnipotent in the bargaining process when we grieve? So it's denial, anger, bargaining, and the topic for the day, depression. And then the last stage is acceptance. And that's the point when we get to where we say, okay, I recognize they're gone. And what I have to do is I have to cope with their absence with the happy memories that I had. What you think about that, C-Note?
I'm in totally agreement with the acceptance of the last part, because to me the acceptance of your responsibility or whatever happened, once you start to accept it, then you're starting to heal yourself. Mm-hmm. But if you don't accept it, you're gonna always be in a state of mind, and the darker you get in the depression is harder. The more you stay in it, the more harder it is to get out of it. The longer you stay in it. Mm-hmm. Because once you go in a dark space and continue to go down that road, because you're not doing acceptance like you said. Mm-hmm. And let me give you an example. When I caught this 40 years, or caught 40 years with no parole, I was going down the path of I ain't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. And when I accepted, I started to accept it as, man, it is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do. Survive the best way you can survive. Mm-hmm. And then I brought myself out of going down that path and put myself back on the right path where I can control my actions and my deeds.
Right. Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of times when we hear about grief, people had a connotation about death, but grief is something that we experience with any major life events. And I would say getting 40 years no parole is a major life event. So as you think about when that occurred, let's go through the 5 stages of grief. Was there a point in time when you was in denial that you had 40 years, despite the fact that you had 40 years?
I very much was in denial. When I got to 40 years, I let the lawyer trick me and tell me I'll be home in 18 months.
What?
You know what I mean? So, you buy the concept because you really don't believe reality.
You're in denial.
So you buy the concept and you say, well, damn, maybe I might be home 18 months. I got money. I might get paid my way out of it.
Right.
So you started going in a denial state, believing that you really don't have it. So when somebody asks you how much time you have, you say 18 months.
Right, and you got 40 years no parole.
And I got 40 years no parole. So after the 18 months come up, you say, well, damn, what am I going to tell them now? Because I'm still in the denial, because I feel like but I'm in a state of mind, depressed. I'm going.
You're in that stage of denial.
Right, and so
when
I'm trying to explain to you, I got 18 months. I'm telling myself, well, damn, that's a hell of a lie. So I'm going into depression based on I'm telling myself a lie.
Yep. And the next stage of grief is anger. So, all right, you got the 40 years. The lawyer faked you out with, boy, I'll bring you back in 18 months. We're gonna be good. So now you're in this stage of denial that you really got 40 years no parole. So when you actually realize, like at month 19, because you said you had 18 months, that now that I really got 40 years no parole, and that this attorney that said he was gonna come save me is really not gonna come save me, did you experience the stages of grief? Anger.
I was very much angry after that, because when I looked up and realized I had 10 years in on a 40-year sentence, and I was promised to do 18 months. And I was pretty much at that point starting to realize that it ain't no tomorrow, that I'm gonna have to do this 40.
Okay. Well, we got our guests about to come in, but we're gonna finish these stages of grief with Clark, and then we're gonna talk to our guests. So the third stage of grief is bargaining. So when you got that 40 years and you was in the federal penitentiary, describe that stage. How did you deal with the bargaining stage? Did you talk to Allah? Did you talk to your God and try to bargain with him?
Yeah, I searched out for help in the universe, mentally, physically, and spiritually. So a lot of times I was like, wow, Allah, if you give me a break this time, I wash my hands and go clean.
Mm-hmm.
But how many times we made a promise with God and broke it?
Well, probably every time, because as I alluded to earlier, we don't have anything to bargain with God. There's no way that we can bargain with Allah, because in a bargain, it's an exchange. So Allah gives us what we ask for. What do we give Him in return for Him blessing us what we requested? So you can't bargain with Allah. So all right. So the next stages of grief is depression, which is the topic for today. And so when you got that 40 years no parole and you were sitting in the federal penitentiary, tell us about how you felt when you was depressed. We already know how you dealt with it. You dealt with it in a violent way. But tell us how you knew you was depressed. How did you feel when you was depressed, and what was the symptoms you was experiencing?
Well, I knew I was depressed when any little thing could trigger my fuse of violence, and anything somebody says kind of irked me. And the depression, my mind was like wandering. I was just sitting around and just be thinking all day, what could, what should, and how could it be? And a lot of times, depression hit me in a state of mind that I couldn't accept it because I didn't know how to deal with it. And I didn't want to tell nobody that I was depressed, because I didn't want to be in a man's adult penitentiary looking weak to other individuals like, I'm depressed. They happy, I'm depressed.
Right.
They playing basketball, I'm depressed. So I'm like, man, I couldn't say like, come on, let's go play some basketball. I couldn't say, nah, yo, I don't feel like playing today.
Because I'm
depressed. I got 40 years.
Right.
I'm thinking about my girl or whatever. Mm-hmm. But at the same token, I decided, man, it is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. Allah's God and the victory is assured. And that's how I dealt with it. How you doing?
Yeah, it is a big deal to get pulled out of depression. It's not easy.
We're on a 2-second break.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
So y'all go ahead and let her introduce herself, or y'all want to introduce
Our
her?
guest just walked in, and I want to introduce our guest. How you doing?
How you doing?
Pull the mic up so we talk.
She gonna get it as close as pull the chair up so the mic can
you can get a little closer. Don't be scared. I ain't gonna bite you.
All right, and just talk up loud.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Pooh, Shawnee's. I'm here today to speak about depression and how did I started to cope and how did I know I was depressed.
Right. And for me, this is really special because this is the whole reason for why we're on the platform. This is the whole reason why we have a podcast. Our podcast is an extension of who we are, what we do. We are change agents by nature. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to touch people. So this is tangible evidence that what we're doing, this is tangible evidence of what we're doing is touching people. So tell us, Pooh, when you was depressed, how did you know you was depressed? What did your depression look like?
My depression was my depression was functional, but it was chronic because life had happened to me so long. I didn't really know that I was depressed until I turned 23, 25. And I started watching the same TV show. I got up every day the same time. I ate the same 3 meals. And I never wanted to go outside. Okay. I just was laying in bed. I cooked dinner and I did everything for my kids, functional, but I couldn't do nothing for myself.
Okay.
I just thought I didn't feel like being bothered.
Okay. Yep. And those are common symptoms of depression, feelings of hopeless, helpless, worthlessness, social isolation. You don't want to be bothered with people. You don't want to answer the phone. You don't want to answer the door. You don't even want to open the curtains. You just want to sit in the dark.
Dark room. I don't cut the light on.
Mm-hmm.
I've only been in my bedroom. I don't sit in the living room.
Right.
Once I go in, I'm in.
Okay. Okay. So we have identified 23, 24, 25, that we dealing with some depression, that we depressed, and we see that we had this routine that's not a healthy routine. So how did you begin to pull yourself out of that depressive routine? What are some of the coping skills, or what are some of the things that you did to assist yourself with pulling yourself out of that dark place?
I knew I didn't have anybody, and being as though trauma was my main thing, I had to be functioning for my kids. So I didn't know how to do anything for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I only knew how to make sure nobody would tell my kids, if it wasn't for so and so, you wouldn't have. So my main thing was I had to make sure my kids was alright, because I knew nobody was going to be there for my children, because I had different kind of kids.
Right.
So other than being a mother,
Mm-hmm.
that was the only thing I knew how to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I drank. So
Right.
I thought I was drinking, but only time I could go outside and be functional if I was drinking or just partying.
Okay.
Because, you know, we was outside, we was in the street, so I didn't
Right.
know I was depressed because I was outside in the street. But then it got so bad when my son was murdered in 2014.
Wow.
So I had got so bad that my neighbor thought I moved.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And he lived next door to me.
Mm-hmm.
I never came out the door.
So
Wow.
let me ask you a question. You know, during the course of depression, we learn how to fake being depressed and not being depressed. So how did you learn how to fake your depression? I mean, like,
I knew how to fake my life all
Like,
my
how was
life.
you around your friends and happy, but all along you was depressed? You was like, if you weren't hanging out with them, you was in the bedroom. So how did you hide
You
that
faked
from
it.
them?
Because I've been faking my life all my life. So I became good at it. That's why I don't wear makeup.
Oh, so you need a grant, what's that? The
An Oscar.
An Oscar. Okay.
Because I know a lot of times, right? I learned how to mask my depression, and I learned how to mask my depression by just smiling a lot and joking a lot. But really, I was joking a lot, and smiling a lot to hide my depression.
And you go
So
home.
I got so good at masking my depression that people couldn't tell if I was depressed or not.
So you deserve an Oscar too, huh?
Well, I don't deserve an Oscar, but you know.
Because who really,
I think I should get you.
who really cares though?
Exactly.
So I learned to not be okay, but be okay.
Okay.
But most of my friends who knew me and knew what I was going through, they would call and say, "Hey, I'm checking on you." But I didn't want to talk, and I was so ashamed. First of all, I was ashamed that I didn't think nobody's life could be this effed up.
Right.
Like, it was nothing that I didn't been through at a young age. Who could I relate? I was the topic of not having a mother.
Mm-hmm.
I was the topic of my first child being murdered.
Mm-hmm.
I was a grandmother raising my grandchildren. Then I lost another child. Shit, I almost lost me. My daughter almost died too. So my life has been like, I thought my life was a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody in their right mind can go through all of this from the age of 4 to for 48 years.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't had nothing but trials, tribulations, heartache, heartbreak.
Mm-hmm.
And I mastered it, and nobody knew or took the time to find out to get me help, because who cared? Long as I could show up,
Mm-hmm.
long as I could beat somebody up for somebody,
Mm-hmm.
take somebody shopping, help somebody get out on bail,
Mm-hmm.
lay down,
Mm-hmm.
have sex with somebody, nobody didn't take the time to say, well, damn, maybe something's wrong with her.
Right.
So I realized, I just thought something was wrong with me because I thought I was a bad person because I went through all of this. And nobody else
Said
said nothing. You know what I'm saying? I never thought nobody was ill. I ain't never thought I was messed up for a very long time.
Well, let me ask you a question. So, when you was in that particular state, did you think everybody was depressed and felt like that?
I never thought nobody was depressed because I ain't never knew nobody went through nothing.
Okay. Okay. So, at what point, or what triggered you to reach out to get some assistance?
I was at work. I live in PA now, and I was I'm school security, and for the first time in my life, I wanted to live, so I didn't want to have poor behavior raising my grandchildren.
Okay.
So I became real quiet because you know it's either it's on or it's not. So
Right.
I never had to explain myself
Mm-hmm.
because truthfully I can fight. So
Right.
if I said it or I didn't say it, it is what it is. What you gonna do? Because I can beat you and everybody in your house and your boyfriend.
Right.
So
Right.
that's how I live my life. So when I was going to work, I seen because I wasn't from there and I knew things. I didn't have a degree and it was just like a lot of stuff was going on. And every day I was saying, this battle is not mine. I'm here for you, Lord. And things was getting out of control. And at this point, my brother wanted to come over.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother was a person who dressed up
Mm-hmm.
and make things happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I was crying, I was pulling out my hair, I was calling on my sleep, I was hiding, I wasn't eating, I wasn't doing nothing. Just crying all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And this lady at my job, she would pray for me all the time, 4 o'clock in the morning. And things had got so bad, I started singing, and this lady said I did something. Said my boss supervisor said I was going to do something to her. And the crazy thing about it, I cried so bad because you don't even know me, miss.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never in my life promised somebody nothing I ain't give it to them.
Right.
If I'm going to do something, I'll make a point in time, show up at your house, your job, church. That's how I got down. If I want you, I want you.
Sound like me.
So I back before people became hitters, I was the hitter.
Okay.
So she hurted me so bad that I said, I gotta do something. So I got some sent home for a couple times at work.
Mm-hmm.
So I started praying, and I went started going to church, and then I spent 90 straight days with God.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked past the mirror, and he says, I gave it to you to give away. You held on to it. What you crying for? So I swear I jumped up, put my clothes on, and found the nearest church.
Mm-hmm.
Because I really thought this was it.
Right.
I thought I had cracked. Because I ain't never heard no voices. Ain't nobody in the house with me. He said, you held on to it. I gave it to you. Everything you've been through, you survived.
Right.
I gave it to you to give to other people, to help other people. You held on to it.
Right.
So then I went to the pastor and he says, your life is a blessing. You was never supposed to hold on to it. So I found a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
I completed 2 years of outpatient psychiatry. My first year, she gave me a certificate.
Mm-hmm.
I said, what do people who complete therapy get? And they get a keychain.
Mm-hmm.
Sex offenders get an award. Drug dealers get a player's ball. People come home.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we get for completing mental health? So when I completed my mental health on July the 3rd,
Mm-hmm.
she gave me a certificate.
Mm-hmm.
So I completed 90 days at that time. So basically I got 2 years in church praying, talking to God,
Right.
and 2 years outpatient psychiatry and therapy.
Okay.
I never missed a day. I had 4 days a week, every Wednesday. I had therapy. I had a psychiatrist. I did this the first time in my life. I've had appointments, but I've never completed. Once I felt like I was okay,
Stop going.
So let me say this. So did you realize that God wouldn't put nothing on you that you couldn't handle?
Why you steal my thought, man?
well, how could I thought that there was a God, but I knew I was different, right?
Right.
At 4, I watched my mother be murdered, and I went to my grandparents' house where things took place. That's another time. And
No, please.
so how could, and my grandmother, everybody went to church.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody had somebody. My sister had her kids. My cousins had their mother. There was me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have nobody to everybody. Like it was always me against everybody.
You had
So-
somebody you just ain't recognized.
right? So how could I think God was for me if that I ain't had nobody?
Right.
But I was different, and I
Right.
used to always say, I ain't worrying about it. God gonna make it happen. I always say I go to war with anybody, including God.
Right.
But he always made a way, and I never really had a hard life. So when people like, I just wanted love. So
Right.
my depression became as I wanted love. Like, you know how people want money, you know. Money was never hard for me to get. Money was always there.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted somebody to be there for me and love me. So I never had a mom. My dad was doing 27 in feds.
Mm-hmm.
I was always second and always had somebody's hand-me-downs. I had to use somebody else's mother. I just wanted my own.
Right.
So me not having my own made me depressed.
Right.
Low battery.
Right.
So I never had nobody
Figure it out.
Right.
in my mind, like you said.
Right. Well, what happens is when we dealing with depression, what happens is, and you at some point in time you got to that point and you experienced it because you reached out to God, you started going to church, you went to church for 2 straight years. But what happens is whenever we're faced with something that just seems like it's just too difficult for us to actually deal with it or get past it, it means one or two things. That's why I say my man Cino stole my thought. It means one or two things because God has promised us that He's not going to put more on us than we can bear. So when we faced with something and we think we can't bear it, it means one or two things. It means that we have a strength or skill that we have not maximized, and we're not properly utilizing it, and that's why it seems like this thing that we had before us, we can't get past it.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Or it means that we have a strength or skill that we have not even identified yet, and that's the purpose for God putting this task before us, for us to actually evaluate ourselves and find that and utilize that skill or strength that we haven't been utilizing up until this point. So it means one or two things. It means that either you have strength or skills that you're not properly utilizing, or you have strength or skills that you have not identified up until that point.
Who's the one? You know
And
what it was?
I want to say this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
A lot of times, we don't believe that it's alright to say we ain't alright.
There we go.
And
It's
so,
okay.
and so when we tell ourselves that we alright, when we know we ain't alright,
Right.
we create a doom for ourselves.
Yes.
And God
So-
can only meet you where
right.
you already claim you at. Like,
And so when God, like me, I always said that if it ain't rough, it ain't me.
hey,
If it ain't rough, it ain't right. Because to me, all my life, everything I got and earned, I had to get it the hard way.
Right.
But
so wow.
I was thinking about it, it's gonna be rough. That's how I became rough.
Right.
Because I put it out in the atmosphere.
Right.
As a man thinketh, so shall he be.
Right.
So if I think it's gonna be rough, it's gonna be rough.
Right.
But if I come out and say, look, man, God's showing me a way, because we think we got it bad. Other people got it worse than us.
Yep.
And we thinking that, because a lot of times, we could be in a wheelchair with no legs.
Yep.
He ain't did that to us.
Man, get out my head, man.
But I'm saying that,
Talk.
so we had to think and have a positive mindset and think about positivity. And once we think about positivity things turn us around.
Right, right.
Right.
But we always see negative. Like I seen a guy get his ear blown off in the stairwell when I was a kid.
That's what my mother
And so
did.
that turned me immune to feelings. So I started thinking that was the norm.
Right.
Robbery, murder, stuff like it becomes the norm. It becomes your everyday pattern, or your chemical brain matters, as old would say. But it's a part of life. But you turned that on and you turned it off. It's like a switch in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
And once you get that switch turned on and off, what I don't feel, you become numb.
Yep. Yep. Before we go any further, let me just talk about a couple of the most common coping skills for depression. Coping skills for depression include staying connected with others, engaging in enjoyable activities, practicing mindfulness and relaxation techniques, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, and seeking professional help when needed. These strategies can help you manage symptoms and promote overall well-being. Now, any of those coping skills that I just described, did you utilize when you was dealing with your depression?
For me, what I learned holistics.
Okay.
You have, before you can do, and for me, I had to clean my body.
Right.
So my mind, I had to eat right. I do a whole body detox.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to be able to think, cause see, I never sat still. So I'm always moving. So I never could do any of those things cause I was afraid to not be okay. You know,
Right.
tell I'm fine.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
So
right.
if I
So you
sit
stayed on the
still,
move.
yeah. So I stayed on the move cause I've always had to take care of people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like right there when I'm relaxing,
Mm-hmm.
he sit that little thing on my head.
No, that's you with you
Yeah.
because you can't leave
Sit
you.
there,
Yeah,
and be
right.
like, you know, if your life was supposed to be any other way, your mother wouldn't have died, you
Mhm.
wouldn't have been this, wouldn't have been. So all of that thing in me
Mhm.
let me knew that something was wrong with me. I became what happened to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I let what happened to me become my normal.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel sorry for myself. I just thought that's the way my life was, so I just went on here and survived.
So that sounds like to me that you didn't have love for self. It's
No.
like, see, when you got love for self, like, I'm trying to give you a scenario like, me and you basically coincide but not coincide. You a
Right.
man, I'm a woman. Don't get it construed.
Oh no, I be
But-
sometimes thinking I'm a man too. So it's
Oh
like,
yeah, let me get on this.
You meet
no,
everybody else.
I'm just saying, I
know.
relate to boys better than I relate. She's my
Right.
childhood friends for over 30 years.
Right.
I relate to men than I do females because I don't have that. I'm learning. I've never been soft. I've
Mhm.
never seen
I
a
saw
woman.
something.
No, I never actually seen a woman.
Right. Right. You ain't right. I got you.
So, but what I was saying before you
Sorry,
start
Dave.
joking. No, you ain't coming. I like that. But we try to please everybody else, make everybody else happy, but we don't be happy. And so what happens is we so busy trying to make sure that everybody else be happy that we forget about ourselves. And then when we put ourselves first, people mad at us that we putting ourselves first. Like, why you ain't doing this?
But let me ask you this. For all of us come from anybody, and I'm just going to say because I ain't white, Chinese, I'm only black. When we coming up, who is the first person that anybody tell you to love? Who's the first person in the house?
Your mama.
Your mother and
Your
father.
sister. So which day of the week
Sister.
anybody told you to love you?
None.
Okay, so if I say I don't feel like doing this, I want to be by myself. Oh, you so miserable. So all the time I like to do things, I became miserable,
Selfish.
selfish. So, oh, you so ornery and so nasty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I ain't know what to be. So I became being a people pleaser. I would never say no because I wanted my mother to be there. I wanted my father to be there. So I became to be the person that I needed to be. So I became everything that I needed somebody to be for me, but I never became anything for me. That's why when I tell people this, I should tell, I really don't know how to do anything for myself or know what I was supposed to be because I knew what I didn't want to be, and I didn't want it to be like nobody. Everybody would get a boyfriend, they was abusive, or the guy would take their clothes back. But I ain't never wanted to be nothing that I seen in my family. I ain't never want no man hitting on me. I couldn't handle that.
Right.
So I became, I don't need nobody. I ain't trust nobody. Or once you start being around me, I'm a runner. I'm so uncomfortable. I'm out of there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think you set me up to hurt me.
Right.
So once I just run because that's my comfortability, and I just learned that last week that's what we do.
That's a defense mechanism.
That's the right
That's
word.
a defense mechanism.
And
So
I
basically,
feel so good at it.
so basically, what happens is when you experience, or when you get to that point where you're about to experience some pain
I got
or
to
or trauma, then
No, don't leave black on your car.
So let me ask you this. We know what depression is, right? Or we think we know what depression is because we're gonna have a lot of different definitions of meaning of depression. But do we know what happiness is? See, because they coincide with each other. So we know about depression, but we
Some
really
people
don't know
be
what
happy in that depression.
we really don't know what happiness is.
What
So when
What
people
is
ask me,
happiness?
people ask me is I'm happy,
But
and,
what
I
do you
say,
want it?
and I say I'm content.
do you want happiness?
That's a good
Well, let
question.
me tell you, do you want happiness?
I absolutely.
I don't want happiness.
I do.
You know why?
Tell me why.
What is the first word when you what say happiness?
Happiness.
Say happy.
Happiness.
Say happy.
Happiness.
Don't say happy.
Happy.
So either to be all of those things, something has to happen for happiness to happen. Something gotta happen.
Yeah, we gotta have
Right.
a healthy level of
So
self-esteem.
if nothing ever happened, right, you ain't gonna never be happy. So I chose peace. I'd rather be peace than happiness, because with happiness, things have to happen.
Here we go with these words again. But you on the right side over there
I
with
just-
him,
I
because that's what he do. He split the words. But
You know what I'm
okay,
saying? I just learned
okay.
that because more so, say me and you say, Pooh, we gonna ready to go here, get your clothes on.
Mhm.
You can't come get me because something happened, you had to work late.
Right.
Now I'm home dressed and I'm waiting, so you then let me down again.
Mhm.
So now I'm not happy.
Right.
But that's the reason why it's called self-esteem.
You ain't
See,
got it. I ain't have it.
But that's why you need a healthy level of self-esteem. And see, as I'm listening to you, what you had was they and them esteem. Because see, you was fine when you was out partying, when you was with they and them. It was only when you was by yourself, when that darkness returned, and you became depressed because you was no longer running because you can't run from you.
You know what? I'm the most loneliest when people are around.
Right. Well, that's depression, and that's a deficiency in self-esteem. It's like I can feel lonely in a room full of people.
I can't say I never ever felt happy. Because when my baby mother asked me one day, she said, "Are you happy?" And I'm like, "Happy? What you mean happy?" No, I'm content.
You ain't never been happy?
I can't remember. I recall a time I ever been happy.
Yo, when they cracked that door.
I mean, I wasn't even happy then because I was only content when they cracked the door to let me out because I didn't know what the future behold after that. Now I'm walking into a world again, not knowing what if.
Right.
So I can't say I was happy. I can say I was content.
Wow.
So I was going along to get along.
I know when I got released, I was happy.
Well, you might
When
know.
I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about you.
You had a foundation.
When I got released, I was happy. When I had children, my first child, I was happy.
I was happy.
When I got my first job, being a convicted felon, I was happy. So, you know what I mean? I'm content
But
now.
that still goes with happiness.
No, I'm content now, right? But yeah, I've definitely experienced happiness. And if you two haven't experienced,
Oh, I never said that. I never said that.
well, if
I
you
said-
haven't experienced happiness, no, right? You said you don't want it.
I want peace.
Yeah, you want peace.
See, I never was home. Never was home when I had my first kid was born, or my second kid was born, or my third kid was born. Every time I'm always in jail, so I never got to experience a happy moment like that. So I never got to experience something like say, "Damn, wow," to make me go over the top. And some people say, "But damn, Clark, man, you feel like you don't care about nothing." I never really experienced nothing. Every time something happened, I'm always in jail.
I think it's just your point of
with
view.
my kids and everything, but I never felt happy with self. You know, like you
Right,
said,
right,
myself.
right.
What can I do to make me happy? So later on, that's when I came with a thing called Fly. First, love yourself.
Yep.
I thought I was who I was.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was the rape. I thought if I walk in a room, everybody knew I've been touched.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that everywhere I go, that I wore this label so I made pretend I was happy all the time because I thought it showed on me. I thought it really showed that somebody could know. So once I get a little sense of sadness, I may disappear for like 3-4 years, and I live in town.
Right.
Like I live somewhere and you will never see me.
Right.
Because that's my safety.
Right. Because that's your defense mechanism. You go run and hide.
Who
No,
got
I'm being honest. That's what you do. You go run and hide in your darkness.
Yeah, most people do.
That's what you do.
Because I'm safe there in my word.
No,
but
you
I
think-
no,
you
that's
think
what I
you
said.
safe.
I said in my word, I thought I was
in
safe.
your mind,
In your mind.
you're safe. But no, actuality, you really wasn't safe. Watch this. Did you ever think about hurting yourself?
Oh yeah, when I lost my son,
Okay.
I was on the highway.
Okay.
I was ready to make that thing go over 83, but as I was getting ready to turn, there was my grandson car seat,
Okay.
and he was gonna be waiting for me to come
Pick him up. Okay.
So I would never want to do what was done to me. I ain't say my mother chose to get murdered. No,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Right. But she
So-
left you. You're
right.
saying that you got left.
So I would never want my daughter, because at this time she's my only living child, my daughter, with her son. So I never wanted to make them feel like that. I just was tired of hurting. I ain't want to actually die, but I just didn't want no more pain. I couldn't take no more. Like, damn,
Right.
when is it gonna? When the lottery gonna hit? When something? When my celebration?
Right.
Right.
Some specific coping skills for depression includes staying connected. Staying connected is maintaining social connections, spending time with loved ones, engaging in social activities that combat feelings of isolation. In addition, you have engaging in enjoyable activities, and that's participating in hobbies, pursuing interests, and engaging in activities that bring joy that can improve your mood. Another one is mindfulness and relaxation. Practicing mindfulness, meditation, progressive muscle relaxation can help reduce stress and promote relaxation. What you think about that?
All right, let me ask you. So what if all, like the family, right? What if all your trauma and all your bad days comes from them?
Mm-hmm.
From the family?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How? So that was where I became my most pleasing. Wanted to please, cause I was always felt different. Like, so I wanted to be a part. I wanted to fit, and I wanted the love. Like, okay, it felt like you had to not be shit to be loved. Like, if I get a job, why you get a job and you ain't had no babysitter? But you got 3 people in here smoke coke, dope fiends, and they get a babysitter. So all my life, shit, I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't be shit
Right.
because I never got what I needed. I wanted to be weak because the weak person got everything. Everybody make an excuse. So I'm like, well, shit, why? Oh, you strong, you gonna be all right. And nobody, like Christmas times or nothing, nobody never asked my kids what it, oh, your mother got it.
Right.
Your mother this.
Right.
Or I wanted somebody to check on me.
Right.
But all I had was, like you said, that self-esteem that made me be isolated because all my pain come from them. And everybody, like, you need to get help, or ain't nothing wrong with you, or why this, let that shit go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what happens in this house stays in this house. So, every time you talk about something, somebody get mad at you, oh, that shit is old, why you keep bringing it up, move on.
Right. Right.
So I got that in my mind, forget it, maybe it's just me, let me move on.
Right.
But then it started pausing in my soul, it started hurting me, like, this last time, I didn't think I was gonna make it.
Mm-hmm.
That shit hurted so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could, like, you ever felt your heart hurt?
Yeah.
I mean, I felt my heart hurt. Like, I was just like, this it.
Mm-hmm.
This is it right here. It was after I got shot. Like, I felt like this was over. Like, God damn, like, what more can I take?
Mm-hmm.
So I just
Yeah. Yeah.
wanted some peace. And I just wanted somebody to come and
help you.
help me.
Comfort you.
Comfort me. I didn't have none of that. Everything that I've done. And then he says, he don't want nobody to get the glory for this.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't bring me this far to let any man or woman get the glorification of this.
Right.
He want to say, if God did, he want people to look at me and say, Dad, if God did it for her,
He could do it for you.
He wants the glory for me.
Right.
So I had to go to him this time. I had to eat, drink, sleep. I called on him. I just recently lost everything I had.
Mm-hmm.
And I went out depressed, doing good, got depressed, went somewhere, got something, 26 cents in my account.
Mm-hmm.
I moved. Everything happened in 2 days.
Right. Right. Hey, you got some comments, Miss Vicky?
Yep, excuse me, I didn't want to jump in. Over on YouTube, Crystal Tarmac said living in, sorry y'all, living in the present moment, thinking ahead about what else is around the corner can rob you of the experience.
Yeah.
She came back to say retreating and isolation fuel depression.
Oh, wow.
So all of that feeds it even more. Exposure to the positive community is important, and that can often be outside of your normal circle. On Facebook, Keith Adams said, "Good evening, everybody. Depression has become a major challenge for me as a 14-year dialysis patient. It seems I'm running out of options, trying to deal with depression. Every day, I feel like the bullshit is winning. He not winning against the depression."
Yeah, he definitely need to reach out and get some assistance.
Definitely.
You
You gotta tell her.
because oftentimes, physical ailments, physical diagnosis, they'll lead you to a path of depression because you'll start feeling hopeless, helpless, and
And
worthless.
it make your body hurt more.
Yeah, well, stress affects your body physically. Let me give you some healthy lifestyle changes that can help you cope with depression. Exercise, regular physical activity, even short walks can significantly improve your mood and reduce depressive symptoms. Healthy eating, you talked about that, Paul. Healthy eating, maintain a balanced diet, avoiding excessive alcohol or drugs use can positively impact your mood. And sleep hygiene, establishing a regular sleep schedule and creating a relaxing bedtime routine can improve your sleep quality. One of the common symptoms of depression, despite the fact that we're dealing with coping mechanisms for depression, one of the common symptoms of depression is sleep disturbance. Either you sleep too much, meaning you sleep all day, you can't get out of bed, or you up all night with racing thoughts, and ruminations where you can't sleep. You just got so much on your mind, so much running through your mind that you can't get no rest and no sleep.
And you keep eating up everything.
Oh yeah, you would know about that, a bunch of candy bars and crackers.
I was the opposite. It got bad because I'm a manic.
So you was okay.
I'm a manic depressive, like
Okay.
that conspires as hypertension with bipolar.
So let me ask you a question. So you have been to a mental health professional, right?
Yes,
And you've been diagnosed with bipolar,
I'm diagnosed with everything.
right? So that's but this goes back to the one of the shows that we had when we talked about depression, and we talked about bipolar. There's two bipolars. There's bipolar 1 and bipolar 2.
Yeah.
Bipolar 2 is actually caused by a depressive episode. So you could the mania. So that actually is the reason why you probably ran around as much as you did with your girlfriends and partied when you felt depressed, and you didn't feel depressed then because that probably was your manic state.
Oh yeah, I thought everything was a great idea.
Right.
Everything, boy. I go somewhere, look at a house that got $2 and I'm living in a 3-5. I thought everything.
Right. So you like a friend of mine. You'll start everything but finish nothing.
No, I completely.
I'm glad you said no, because he was really preferring to me.
I'm anything that I set out to do that. Let me rephrase it.
Yeah. Rephrase that.
Anything for
Rephrase
me,
that, Miss Manic Bipolar.
if anything that consists of me,
Everything you started, you finished.
just about only thing I could.
Everything
yes,
you.
except for school because.
Okay.
That's the
There go
only
one. There go one. That's one.
And
There's no way you can be manic and you finish everything you started because too much stuff run through your
all right,
mind.
nah, but let me tell you, I ain't set no goals for me.
Okay.
So I did do everything I wanted to do.
You ain't
Be everything that I wanted to be for somebody who me. So that's what I'm saying to you. My goal, because I didn't know no better, I wanted to be something for you.
Right,
I wanted to be something to you. I wanted to be something for you. I wanted a me in my life. So I was
to meet everybody else needs in the process.
So I couldn't do what I needed, and that's not God. I was supposed to go get the people and bring them to God. I started playing God. So how can anybody get their blessings if I keep fulfilling the cup?
Right.
So my depression my manic is, I was woke for 2 years.
Woke for 2 years? You didn't get no sleep?
An hour. And so now I'm sleep deprivation.
I just told you.
I have
sleep disturbance.
I only need 2
Either
hours.
you sleep too much all day and never get out the bed, or you lay there with racing thoughts and ruminations so much on your mind that you can't go to sleep.
I went to sleep yesterday.
That is the term of it.
I went to sleep for an hour, jumped up, because it was light.
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked at it, it was dark. I'm getting ready to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking it was the next
I was
day.
only asleep for 45 minutes.
Right.
But that 45 minute made me feel like,
You was rested for the whole day and you was ready to go.
so my heart beating, so there's that problem thing. I could have gave myself a daggone heart attack because I jumped straight up.
Right.
See, when the guy told me that he wasn't getting no sleep, I jive couldn't believe it because I believe, like,
It ain't
but
nothing
here we
easy,
go,
at least you consistent.
here we go. I say I believe. Belief is what man has to believe to be the truth.
Yes.
That don't mean it is the truth.
It's what you
But
believe.
I believe that he was telling a fear because I couldn't believe that if you stay up 12, 13 hours, eventually you're going to get 2 or 3 hours of sleep.
No.
But he was telling me he wasn't getting no sleep. I'm like,
Not when you bipolar, bro, and that's what I was trying to explain to you when we was talking
I
about
won't be sleeping all day.
when we was talking about depression. And I was telling you that there's a difference in depression and being diagnosed with depression, a depressive disorder. And we was talking about that chemical imbalance in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can be up for all those hours and get 45 minutes worth of sleep, like she said, and feel like you're ready for the day. And you're actually not. That's your mania. That's the other part of the bipolar. The bipolar goes up and down.
Yep.
So when it went down, she went down for 45 minutes, but the mania kicked in and it took her straight up to the top immediately. And she was good all day.
Then
All
I get up
day.
and start doing 50, 11 things. Say if I go in the kitchen to get some water.
Uh-huh.
I done swept the floor,
Right.
went and hung something up,
Mhm.
then I'm in the other room washing clothes.
And then you went and got the water.
Right. And no, I be like,
You didn't
I
get the
call my
water.
grandson and be like, because I'm so scared that I'm never going to go get the water. I'm going to do something else. I'll ask, can you bring me some water?
Like I
I do
said,
20 things.
like I said, start everything and finish nothing. Keep talking and you'll prove my point.
But I
Oscar,
never
let me tell
started
you
nothing.
something. Over on
I didn't.
Instagram.
You started something, you went downstairs, hold on, you went downstairs to get the water and never got it. You did everything but get the water.
But I ain't
So-
so, goals.
The goal was to go get some water.
You
Because
didn't-
when
you
that
didn't
was
complete that.
you did.
Yeah, okay.
Stop
real
being
quick.
resistant to the therapy. But come on with this comment.
Real quick, Oscar, I want to tell you, Crystal Tremack on YouTube said, she stated, you may not be you may not get, you know, she's saying big, but I think she mean get. I'm seeing what she said. You may not be quality sleep.
It may
What?
not be quality sleep.
I'm just reading how
Yeah,
she got it.
right.
You may not be quality sleep, but you will likely doze off here and there.
Not
That's my
she
niece
can-
said it.
No, she can speak for herself.
That's
but
my
when,
niece.
when a person is bipolar, they not dozing off.
I'm not dozing
They
off.
not dozing off at all. They are manic.
And I get out
They
and go to
are
work.
up. They are up. They are full of energy. And like I said, they got racing thoughts, ruminations, and they want to stay. They want to start everything that day. Anything that you bring to them about an idea, like I got this idea that we could partner on, and you might not put it together. They ready to do it right then and there. So
I'm
no.
gonna tell you something, Oscar. I am one of those people who don't sleep. You can tell me today, V, I'm thinking about Thursday. We should go and do this. Bop, bop, bop. I'm working from today. Oh, wait till Thursday. I got my whole car set up with if any extra thing I might need. But then what happens is, by the time Thursday come, everybody else, they don't have their rest. So to me, they at a different speed. Because they're not manic like myself.
Right.
And so like the thing the other day, I'm ready to sit in the car now and I can go ahead and I can go ahead and chill and leave. Like it don't matter. Cause I accomplished what I knew Clark wanted me to do. I took those days from whatever day the first day he asked me up until the day to get done to stay awake and get all that shit done. Got there, sat in the car and I waited. When it didn't happen, I could pull off and be fine and go home. And I didn't even unpack my car that day. But I finally got some sleep. I can do that for 4 days. I be that manic. I'm not diagnosed with anything. I'm not taking anything for it. But I need a Tylenol PM by that Sunday.
That's another thing. I wanted to ask that question. So when you went to see the people, did they put you on meds?
Well, I've always had a plan. Okay, but my sleep thing was the most thing they worried about. And if you know, back in the day, you know. So
what they gave you, Seroquel?
and trauma. I had to
So what
take.
they gave you, 100 milligrams or 50?
No,
Oh, so what they gave you?
200.
No, they probably gave her 600.
600.
You know why? Because they just wasn't treating her sleep deprivation. They was actually treating her psychotic symptoms.
So he was
Because
treating her for mania and
Seroquel,
everything.
Seroquel is not a therapeutic dose until it gets to 600 milligrams. Anything under 600 milligrams is done for collateral benefits. And one of the collateral benefits to Seroquel is it helps people like Pooh or Veronica, Miss V, that are not able to sleep. It helps you able to get to sleep. But when you wake up, you don't feel groggy. You don't feel like you were addicted to say like sleeping pills. Sleeping pills, you take them. One, they can become addictive, And 2, when you wake up, you feel a little groggy, you got a little fog that you got to get out your brain.
And
But-
gain weight.
Well, that's the
what's the other one?
Trazodone. That was for your
I had
depression.
3.
That was for your. That was an antidepressant.
I had to take both of them.
Right. Seroquel is a antipsychotic, and Trazodone
And
is.
sometimes it gives a different. I'm sorry,
But it
it can
didn't
give a
work.
different back.
It didn't work because
It
I was so
couldn't make
tired.
her stay up
I took it
and not
Saturday.
put her down.
Oh,
but I
like
didn't
y'all
go
when
to
y'all
sleep
cut him
till
off.
Tuesday.
No, it's not that you're not cutting me off. I was just
I didn't go
trying.
to sleep.
I was just trying to
I
explain.
just wanted
I
to
was just trying to explain the medication. I mean, but it don't have nothing to do with.
No,
I
was talking about the
I don't have
medication.
no problem with nobody cutting me off.
So
You
Trazodone.
cut me off all day. They
So
don't know what you're
Trazodone-
I ain't
talking
finished
about,
it.
so it's not a
So
problem.
is it so
I'm
what is
used
the
to it.
Trazodone?
I ain't finished
What
yet.
was that for basically?
I'm waiting for him to be quiet tonight. See, now you want to ask me when I was telling you y'all cut me off.
No.
But Trazodone is an antidepressant, and Seroquel is an antipsychotic. And Trazodone, you probably got 10 milligrams of that. How many you had?
30.
300.
300? 300?
That was to take that 600 and 300. So one time I had to take because it was during the time I didn't have to do anything. So I took it because I was really tired. And I was like speed talking and rambling, you know, you
Oh,
start.
he was mad.
So I took it on a Saturday.
Uh-huh.
I didn't work, only took it on weekends. I want to rest on the weekend.
How much weight did you gain?
I had already gained like 22, or before they gave it to me, 22 pounds of body fat because I wasn't eating.
And why he trying to prove his point from the other show, watch this. Watch me prove my
Right,
point.
so-
Hold on for a moment. let me follow
I
up on
gained
his
22
question.
pounds.
Yeah, you took your medicine and you felt groggy, you felt sleepy. You only took it on the weekends because you couldn't get up and you gained weight. Did you tell the doctor?
Yeah.
And what did the doctor do?
Well, listen, I left my
Hold
brain.
on.
It didn't work to 2 days. It didn't work to Tuesday. I fell asleep Tuesday. So I fell asleep Tuesday. I didn't make it to
The
class.
first
until I
time
left
taking it too, though. Remember,
No.
you said you wasn't going to take it, but you felt like, oh,
But I
no,
had it right.
Proving my
So,
point.
right. So here's the thing: the medication doesn't work. Some of these days, then I'm gonna stop, and then I'm gonna take it. What you do was it voice your body.
Right.
You starting over brand
You
new.
start over again. It ran out. So again,
So you
let
can't
me
do
go
that
back
with-
to you.
I can't take
You
it.
didn't.
Yeah,
You didn't.
no,
You
it's
didn't
still
stay
not good.
medicated. You didn't continue to take your medication. You stopped taking it, and then when you told the doctor that you stopped taking the
I
medication
went back to evaluate and they gave me something else. I said,
because you told him what? He gave you something different because you told him what?
I left my grandson somewhere and I was a delayed sleep and I fell asleep
There we go.
in an unsafe place.
There we go. And what most people do when they get their medication, when that medication has an adverse effect, they do not do what she did. They do not tell the doctor. They start medicating themselves on Penol, Pennsylvania Lawrence. They start becoming their own psychiatrists. But what she did was she went back to the
She did it
doctor,
the right way.
and the doctor adjusted her medications. Thank you. 2 shows ago.
So anyway, outside of everything else, Paul, I have to commend you for that because most people do not treat and want to be treated for what my situation is.
Right.
Because when it's giving you, in effect, the opposite of what it's supposed to,
Right.
go back to the doctor. This doesn't work for me.
Right.
I don't want this.
Right.
They said, well, if you take this and this, look it up right there on your phone, Google
I
it
did.
in front of them.
I
I
had
don't want this because all that gonna give me these side effects.
Right.
You gotta remember I talked to you last week about journaling. You gotta have your journal. You gotta write every day whatever you thought about, pass your mind, cross your mind, wanted to do, didn't do, what you did before the meds, what was the meds, and after that. And then after a while you get to flipping back and be like, no, because that was the same day I took that shit.
Let me tell you. So one day I was in college. I was in school. This
I got
is,
YouTube
what
comment.
college- what college did you go to?
I went to Hack in Pennsylvania.
In Pennsylvania.
So I had my teacher and them had got me in therapy.
What degree did you get?
I didn't get my degree.
Oh, okay.
Social work was my degree. I only have. I can go to school today and I can graduate.
Right. You keep your credits. Your
Yeah.
credits are yours.
So I had went to the new therapist and got some medicine.
Mm-hmm.
I had uppers
Mm-hmm.
and downers.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, I had Adderall
Right.
with the Sergo. So one day I had So I was in the classroom. My teacher said, "Shawnee, what is wrong?"
Mm-hmm.
So I said, I took my meds." So she says, "Go get your medicine."
Mm-hmm.
So I went, got her my medicine. She says, "First and foremost,
You got uppers and downs.
why are you taking Adderall, Lexapro,
Mm-hmm.
Trazodone, and Seroquel? First and foremost, you about to die."
Lexapro was you had 2 antidepressants. Yeah.
Exactly.
I said she
Yeah,
got
she
uppers
had
and downs.
She had 2 antidepressants. She
And a
had-
Zoloft.
oh my goodness.
Yeah. So that's when I was like, "You ready to take me out?" The lady was like, she was like, "Shawnee, I'm telling you now, you can't take these." And they called a therapist at the school. So they took me back for emergency
Evaluation.
and they said, and we got to talking. So the lady was like talking to me. She said, "That's not what you need."
Right.
So they gave me I started taking Flexerol.
Flexerol, okay.
And
Just that.
And I was asking questions. I like how it makes me be attentive.
Mm-hmm.
With the rest of them, I am people pleasing or just trying to be
Yeah.
with my Flexerol. I don't give a damn.
What nobody else say.
I'm not caught up in it. I'm focusing on me, and I'm hearing what you're saying.
Right.
You know, instead of
You hearing everything else. Because you
but
hear all the
it's-
noise.
right, I don't hear nothing really. I just can elaborate, but I hear you. You know what I'm saying? And it's a good thing when you can hear.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard anything.
Right.
Over on YouTube, Miss Crystal Trimac. Did I pronounce that correct?
Yeah, that's you.
Because she said the first time her
That's my
uncle.
niece.
I know she said thanks, uncle, because you said it for me correct the last time. She
They the only people that watch for him is his family. He ain't got nothing else but
I got
family
family
watch.
support.
But that's a good
I got
family.
family
That's
support.
good
He got
family
no
support.
fa-
I
he
got
got
old
no
people watching
family
too.
watching.
Well, at least he got that.
When one of my sisters pop up, it's gonna be like Christmas in this bitch. All right, Crystal said, "I'm not a medical professional. I do have." She keep comment. She said, "Don't do that. Oh, what you just did about him only having family." She put that out loud. She said, "But she do have an academic and a professional background in healthcare, fitness, and nutrition. Glad all y'all are sharing this topic with others. It's important." Yeah, we're gonna pick up again with this Wednesday too. For
Yeah,
women.
but
I hate that nobody can hear me.
uh,
I hate that nobody can
You
hear
should
me.
have told y'all to brought you a cough drop, a third lung.
I thought I would be me again by now.
A depression pill or something.
So what is that? How did you knew that you wanted to get some help? Like, what was you knew that you needed to? Hey, this ain't right. How did you know there was enough was enough?
Well, he wasn't depressed. He talking about me. He's a psychiatrist.
Yes, I got you.
I hate him.
Dr. Phil.
Yeah,
I-
Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil.
And
Okay,
that's-
well, how did you
Hey,
know?
you know what? That's crazy. That's what Dennis called him. Dr. Phil.
Oh, they call you Dr. Phil. So how did you know that you knew? Dang, I got lost. How did you know?
Hell,
I think I realized that I needed some help when all I was thinking about was violent acts. And see, that's why I can relate to the youth today, because we act out, we think the answer to everything is violence. And so I got to a point where I didn't see nothing about violence because I didn't care if I lived or died anyway, because I was depressed. So if somebody killed me, I didn't care. If I killed somebody, I didn't care.
that's that low self-esteem.
And so that's how I knew I needed some help.
Right.
And so what I did is I didn't go to the doctor because I didn't want to, because when you go to the doctor, people say you retarded,
Yeah.
That's what you
something
hear.
wrong with you, or
Yeah.
you slow. So we don't want them stigmas on us.
Mm-hmm.
Go take your medicine.
So we duck. Oh, he on pills, or he on,
Right.
and like in jail they say, oh, he on pill line. So
Right.
or they say he 830. 830 means that's when they call him pill line. Go get your meds.
Right.
So they say he 830. That was the description for him.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want people to look at me like I was 830 or I needed some medicine or something. So I started thinking, how can I help myself? And I started reading a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started reading a lot, I started finding things that I liked to do outside. And like y'all say, my mind be racing so much, I never finished nothing. But I started everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so what happened was, and I started reading, and I kept telling myself, you got to get out the violent state of mind. Everything don't resolve around violence. And I kept telling myself that. And so when people say something to me and I thought it was violent, I would just smile and laugh and walk away. You right, and walk away, because I already know what I would do, and he might not even was trying to carry it that far.
Mm-hmm.
But my mentality was like he was always trying me, but he might not been trying me, so I had to change my mindset.
So what coping skill did you use?
I use different.
You just the one you just described just now. You changed your thinking.
I changed my
Thinking.
My stinking
way of
thinking.
thinking.
I changed my stinking thinking to positive thinking.
He created that mental dumpster in his head with waste management. It didn't have waste management on it. It wasn't yellow and green. It had stinking thinking on it. And when he had that stinking thinking, you ready to do something to somebody, he threw that shit in the stinking thinking dumpster. That's how he changed. That's how he dealt with it.
That's one of the main ways. That's one of the main ways you can begin to change yourself. When you know you thinking sideways, look, I'm doing too much. Let me stop. You already know you're on the path of cleaning yourself.
Yeah, because I know myself, and like a lot of people perceive you as one thing, but you know yourself. You know how far you can go and how far you won't go. And when you lie yourself, and I call myself, I black out. And when I black out, it be like, it is what it is. Whatever it is, that's what it's gonna be. And whether I'm gonna die or I'm gonna kill somebody. But I don't allow myself to get to that point. You have to really, really get me to the edge where I do black out. And I'm glad I'm able to control it and like look at a different perspective and say, well, damn, I'm not willing to go that far to lose this because of the people that love me. Because really, like you say, all we wanted was love.
And what that coping skill is, because see, that the reason why I'm doing this, because oftentimes we employ coping skills and don't even know we're doing it.
Realize.
So what was that coping skill? He changed his perspective.
Yeah, the way I look at things.
He changed his perspective.
I changed my perspective and said, man, this is what I'm gonna do from now on. If it's not life or death towards me or my family, then I'm gonna try to walk away from it.
Okay, there was another coping skill. He changed his what? What's the buzzword for the year?
Thank you.
No. What's our buzzword for the year?
Oh, let me know.
Priorities.
Priorities.
Yeah, he changed his priorities.
So and that's how I cope with getting out the black space. I started telling myself that if it's not immediate danger to you or your family, then you can walk away from it.
Okay. Now you doing what you told that boy to do at the team to do at the team 7.
Yeah.
You start valuing what?
Life.
All right, there we go.
So
that means that you be using the stuff that you tell the kids?
Sure do.
Okay.
Because I know it worked. It worked for me.
say something.
Okay.
There it is right
But
there.
I did want to share that I don't want anybody out there to think that I'm this superhuman person. I do go I do go through depressive episodes. I ain't even need no comment from you. But I do go through depressive episodes, just like everybody else. Feeling down, sad, depressed is normal. What's not normal is for you to stay in that particular state. Exactly. So I have had things occur to me where I felt sad and depressed. I've lost a child as well. Wow. And my way of dealing with the loss of my son is that I throw myself behind everybody else's son is doing something positive. I throw myself behind all of my nephews in my community. I'm trying to find a way to make their day better. That's what I do as a coping mechanism for the loss of my son.
Right.
Is that what I basically did was instead of me being a parent of a set of twins, a girl and a boy, I became a surrogate parent for my whole community. I'm basically at the heart. I'm a change agent, and so as a result of being a change agent, I'm a surrogate parent, and so I'm looking after everybody's child that I come across like it's my own son. And so that's how I cope with feeling sad and feeling depressed that my boy not here with me. So that's one of the coping mechanisms that I utilize when I feel depressed, when I'm feeling sad, and I remind myself of happy memories because we had a bunch of them. So I remind myself of the happy times that I had with him when I get sad, and that don't mean that I don't miss him. I miss him tremendously, and some days I miss him so much. I got to come out and I got to be around my comrades to pull me out that depressive state.
I was just great to say that we are past our time. But before we go, I just want to highlight a few coping skills. But we already talked about journaling. Journaling is an awesome coping skill. The one that said you do the dumpster. What do you call that?
Thinking.
Thinking.
Having a metal
Things
dump
that you
in your
know
head.
are not your focus priority. Things that you know you shouldn't be crossing your mind.
Right.
Throw them out. There's a few that I had in my lap and now I don't have anymore. But socializing with family. Listen, just because you were born connected to these people does not mean they have to be family. You can always recreate another family, at any given time. So you can always. So I'm not going to say family. I'm going to say socialize and maintain yourself around people that make you feel like you want to feel.
It could be family because what we fail to realize is that family is what we make it.
That's why
And one of the
sound
things
better
that my
when you
mother
say
used to tell me when I was younger was that family is what you make it. And it just used to sound good. So it wasn't until I got older that I really understood what that really meant. And basically, in layman's terms, to keep it really, really simple, what she was basically saying is that you're going to get a point in your life where you're going to have bonds with people and they're going to be like family and they're not going to be biologically related to you. You're not going to have the same genes. You're not going to have the same DNA. Y'all may think alike. Y'all may have the same goals. Y'all might be on the same path. And y'all may have the same aspirations for life, but y'all just are not biologically connected. Like this guy on the side of me, he my family, and we not biologically connected. So family basically is what you make it. And
Family is what you make it.
It is what you make it, and it's not always blood
One
relatives.
unfortunate thing I want to say that people don't take from the LBGT plus community that they should is how they build their families. Their families is based on who took them in, loved them, gave them a meal, got them clean, and now they done got a family, mother, father, siblings, the whole nine. So when people talk about the LGBTQ plus community, they're not looking at it as a whole. Because a lot of those people that's in your family who you dare to talk to anymore, y'all talk about, don't want them around, is somebody in that lifestyle that's going to take them in and love on them. And it don't even got to be nothing sexual, nothing weird. They just want to be. So learn what you put out. Put out what you want in. If you don't want nobody to mistreat you, stop mistreating people. Like, come on, get over it.
Now, what we're going to do on the final note, we're going to leave y'all with whatever you want more of in your life, just give more of it.
Give more
because
of
we
it.
live under a universal law that cannot err, that what goes around comes back around. And with that, humble boys, we're out. Humble hustlers, everybody remain humble. Salute.
Peace.